All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. Due to a time change over there in the UK, I truly have no idea what time it is over there where we have got Terry in Scotland and Katie Zora coming in on a raid. I think I saw Katie. Yes, there we go. We've also got Penel coming in, but she is on East Coast time. Although, you know what? She might not be on East Coast time because from what I understand, most of the world did their fall back thing. And as per the usual, the United States, we're on our own time schedule, so I'm not sure when we're going to be falling back, when Hawaii is going to be turning into 3 p.m. instead of 2 p.m. on the 5 p.m. West Coast time, but yeah, I don't even know. So Penel, did Canada do their daylight savings time thing? Or has Canada decided to just go with the United States and do what they do? Or what's going on? And November 2nd is daylight stealing time for US. Oh, it's this weekend. Oh, okay. So you're on the same schedule as we are, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we're having this conversation because I did wonder, when are we going to fall back? But alas, it's sooner than I thought. All right, so now that we've gone off that tangent, we're already scattering, and I haven't even said hello to Penel. Thank you, Penel, for saying aloha to my kitties. One of them is in the windowsill, and I don't know where the other one is. Anyway, Darlene, good to see you. Midnight Frequency Radio, awesome to have you here. Let's start from the beginning, though, to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Rick, we got you in the house. Penel, we've got you in the house. Katie Zora, we already know you're here. Terry also here. He's the one who brought in the crowd. Mama Sean on that Aloha Utah Mama Sean is on the Aloha YouTube side. Okay? All right. Yeah. There we go. And let's see here. Darlene coming in and should be around midnight over there, says Rick, and Terry is confirming it is midnight here. And let's see here. We got Penel saying aloha to all my kittens. And let's see here. Darlene, Penel, Midnight Frequency, Terry, Darlene, Rick, Penel. All right, cool. I think, I think I'm going to say that I said hello to almost everybody except for Sass Squash. And he'll be in and out today, but happy to see parts of you. Good to see parts of you too there, Sass. Good to see you. Are you doing anything for the Halloweens this weekend? I don't think I'm going to be doing much of anything, but I am very curious what other folks have planned. I look pretty and happy tonight, says Terry. Well, thank you, Terry. I am feeling like I'm having a good hair day. I'm feeling like I'm having a very good hair day, and good hair days are always happy days. And then another good thing that happened today was I went to go buy my cats some cat food, and they said it was my 12th bag, and the 12th bag is free at my pet store. So I got free cat food today. And hold on, man, check this out. I also, at my radio, no, not my radio, I just saw Midnight Frequency Radio on my screen, at my coffee stand, I also got a free coffee because it was my 10th coffee. So today, basically, I got to run all of my errands, and I didn't have to pay a flippin' flirpin' dime. And so if that's not a good day, I don't know what is. And Mama Sean, thank you so much. Very good hair day. Yeah. I'm very confused about this hair day. Actually, I used some hair product that I normally don't like, and suddenly it's working, and I'm like, I didn't like you before, but now I do. What's going on? What changed? And Terry, thank you so much for the 1,000 biddies. I know, right, Darlene? That's a great day. Like all the free stuffs. And Mama Sean, that's right. No daylight savings time for you. So when I say 5 p.m. West Coast time, people in Hawaii and people in Arizona are going to have to readjust their whole schedules because, or you don't have to. You don't have to do anything, actually. But you're going to, if you want to continue to hang with us, your schedules are going to be a little bit wonky cattywampus because we are changing times without changing times, if that makes sense. Because we're still going to be 5 p.m. West Coast time, okay? It's just that that's going to relative for Hawaii and Arizona. But, and Rick, no, it wasn't Prell. It was not Prell. And Terry and Scotland, I washed my hair this morning, so it's all fly away now, back on the banana. Yes, and you know, Terry, I haven't forgotten. I mean, I do a little bit, but I do also remember. I have, at the most inopportune, strange moments, I remember to look up what would be good hair conditioner for you. So now I'm writing it down, because I know I told you I was going to, and I intend to, because flyaway hair is totally common and kind of a difficult thing to deal with, because you want to give that hair the moisture to just calm down, but because it's so fine and thin and it's flying away, you don't want it to be too heavy. So it's a real light yet soothing conditioner that we need to find for you, and we will. And Saskatchewan in Canada has no daylight savings time. Okay. eMusic is here. Good to see you. And it sounds like with Cola T, extra day for me on Monday, flying back across the international date line. Well, Pacola T, I just hope it's a good day. If you're going to have to repeat that day twice, I hope it's a good day, okay? All right, let's see here. We've got Elaine coming in as well. All right, cool. Well, since we've got so many folks in the house, why don't we get the party started? Oh, Pacola T, I thought you meant you're going to be flying back on Monday after the date, and I got confused. But it was a great day. Good. All right, so, speaking of good things, you guys, this weekend, was it this weekend? No, it was this Monday, maybe? Monday? No, maybe it was this weekend. Shoot, I don't remember. Yes, it was Sunday night. Sunday night. And for those of you who are on my Facebook feed, you already know this, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you again. So on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, or no, I guess Sunday evening around 6 o'clock p.m., my boss in West Seattle, which is not where I live, she texted me a picture of this little cute pupperdoodle. And she said, "Oh my God, my friend Valerie found him at the crossroads of Delridge and Holden," and that means nothing to you guys, but that's near her house. And he was just walking around, and he's a stray dog. He's got no collar. So, you know, we're going to take him to the vet tomorrow to get him scanned, but right now I've got a stray dog at my house. And so I was like, oh, he's a cute little pupperdoodle. But I also was like, I've seen that dog at that exact cross street. And I didn't say this to her at the time, but I was like, I didn't really think he was lost, you know? But they did. So they took him in the house. Anyway, I ended up posting on a social media thread about this dog, Lost Dogs of King County. And then somebody saw that on that and then noticed that same dog on a different website was being looked for. And so, but that website was the Ring door camera community, and I wasn't a part of that. So I tried to contact the owner, but I had to like download the Ring app and sign up for the Ring and blah, 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 blah. And anyway, through various and assorted social media contacts, within like 2 hours of me posting on the Facebooks that this little cute pupperdoodle was missing, we found the pupperdoodle's owner, and the pupperdoodle was able to go home that night. Pupperdoodle, his name is Sparky, but I was just so happy that social media, because, you know, we do really good things with social media, right? But social media, as a general rule of thumb, doesn't do a lot of good things. It can do a lot of bad things. But this, to me, was the pinnacle of what social media should do. So it was a win. It was a win on Sunday night. We got little Pupperdoodle home. But you guys, I know I was so stoked that we were able to find his family. And they went and picked him up that night. He went home and he was such a good dog. Now, my boss has 2 really big dogs, but this dog obviously is not really big. And she's never been a fan of little dogs, but she was like, if I ever like get too old to have big dogs, if I could find a little dog with the personality like that, she's like, oh yeah, I'd be all over it. Because he was really well trained. He knew how to do tricks. He knew how to roll over. He knew how to dance. He knew how to he knew how to do a bunch of stuff. And Rick, lost or not, regardless, a dog like that should be watched a bit better by the owner. That's actually exactly what my boss said when I told her. Because like I said, I didn't tell her when she showed me the picture that I knew that dog. I mean, I didn't know him, but I've seen that dog on the street before. And exactly at that location. And he caught my eye because he was a little dog and it's a very busy intersection. And he was a little dog with clearly no collar. But he also was walking around because in my neighborhood, which is not a busy intersection, not a busy street, my neighborhood, I live on a dead end street. It's totally not like that neighborhood. But I have a couple dogs that are local neighborhood dogs that walk through the neighborhood unleashed. Yes, his name was Sparky. Terry. His name was Sparky. Yes. And so I love. I actually have no problem with dogs roaming free. I know I'm a problem person. I'm not someone who would ever let my own dog roam free, but I actually grew up in a neighborhood where dogs roamed free, and I enjoy that my neighborhood is still like that. Consequently, though, I know what a dog looks like when they're running wild and lost versus they're in their own neighborhood. They've got pea mail to smell. They've got bushes to look at. They've got a plan. They've got a routine. They are absolutely, and he had the presence of himself that he was just like, I'm running my daily errands. I have to check pea mail here. I have to get back to the pea mail over there. Over there, there's an exciting pea mail that I don't even know how it's done yet, but I'm going to have to cross the street and go check out that pea mail. Once all my pea mails are checked, then I can consider snurfling around and maybe finding some extra yummy stuff near someone's garbage can. Then I'll go home. I have a routine. Like, he very clearly was walking around with a purpose. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't think that dog is lost. And as it turns out, I really don't think he was lost. But then, boom, maybe a week later, my boss ends up with that dog in her, and so anyway, I told her, and she then got a little bit like, well, they really shouldn't be blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I can't disagree, especially given the traffic in that neighborhood. And especially since it's like, dude, if you're going to let your dog roam free, you need to have the collar on him, right? You just need to. And he does look like a Sparky. And Sparky is quite the escape artist, or so they say, because Darlene, did they say how he got out, especially without a collar or tag? And apparently, I wasn't there when they came to pick the dog up, but apparently he has been known to get out of his collar. How he snuck out of the yard, I don't really know. But I actually don't think he has a collar. I mean, that's what they said. Oh, he sneaks out of his collar. Frankly, with my cats, once they sneak out of their collar so many times, I just don't bother putting the collar back on. And I kind of think that's what those owners did. And I don't know whether or not he's chipped, because we didn't need to do that. But I do think that, yes, if they're going to let him roam, they definitely need to figure out a better way to keep his collar secure and on him. So people know, like, I mean, even if the collar says, hey, I'm not lost. If you find me at Delridge and Holden, my house is around the corner. I know where I'm at, or, something, right? However, Darlene, you are right. Dog nappers. Now, luckily, if he was a pit bull, I would be way more worried about dog nappers. If he was a Pomeranian, if he was some kind of purebred something, but I'm not really sure. He's just a cute little mutt, right? He is a cutie Bo Booty, but I don't necessarily think that he's of any kind of like I don't know. People who know dogs better might look at that dog and just be like, what are you talking about? That's a rare beige wolfhound miniature or something. I don't know. But you might look at it and go, oh no, that's a rare dog, dude. That's like an actual breed. But to me, he just looks like he looks like the epitome of a mutt, right? The epitome of a mutt. And so I don't really know if he'd be too high on the list of like dogs to steal. Then again, I am not a dog napper, and so I don't really know why dog nappers do what they do. And exactly, Mama Sean, if he wore a collar, he would have an area in his fur that would show that he wore one. Yeah, basically like a tan line on the ring finger. Exactly. And he does. He looks older. He doesn't look young. He doesn't look like he's afraid. He looks like he knew what he was doing when he was out there. And Terry in Scotland, there was a Jack Russell in the village years ago who had a set route every day. He went past me one day and I called to him. He glanced over his shoulder as if to say, don't bother me. I got places to go. Serious as a heart attack, you guys. I had a foster dog named Darla, and she was an escape artist. And so I can appreciate like just letting the dog go. If the dog wants to go out, the dog wants to go out. And she was an escape artist. She would sneak out the front door because my backyard's fenced, my front yard is not. She would sneak out that front door and then run halfway down the driveway and stop and wait for me to be out on the porch. And then she would look over her shoulder, and I swear to God, this is what her face said every time she looked over her shoulder. Go ahead, fat girl. Chase me. Go ahead, fat girl. Try and catch me. You know you can't. And she was right. So once she just gave me this scathing, like, what are you gonna do? Look, I would just let her go. And I knew that she would be coming back within 20 minutes. And if she wasn't back within 20 minutes, I knew where to go find her. And luckily, she was very easy to find because there was a neighbor. As it turns out, we later found out she came from a family that spoke Spanish. So I'm going to assume they were a Mexican family or a Hispanic family of some kind. She always went down the street, half a block down the street to this house that was a multi-generational Hispanic family. And she loved their garbage. Their garbage, if I couldn't find her anywhere, I knew that she was at their garbage can. She loved their garbage so that to smell, I'm assuming the smells of her old home, the foods of, but yeah, now at the time we didn't know she came from a Hispanic family. At the time we didn't know. She was a very difficult dog to work with because she was clearly smart and trained, but she didn't understand anything we said. Later on in her life, we found out that she only spoke Spanish. And the moment you spoke Spanish to her, she could roll over, do a little dance, like she could, hop on her, like she was very well trained. Just, she didn't know the English commands. She only knew Spanish. And which is why it's like, that's why she always wanted to go down to the stinky Spanish garbage instead of the regular gringo garbage. Got it. And Darlene, my one aunt, had a dog, Shadow, who defined what escape artists. No matter how my aunt tried to keep him and save him in their big fence yard, he managed to get out regularly. The neighbors all around had my aunt's number and would call her saying, hey, we've got Shadow here again. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple dogs like that run my neighborhood. They're a great German Shepherd mix with his buddy, and I just was like, oh yeah, they're running. I don't know where they belong, but I know that they know how to get back there. And Terry, my old boy dog, could dig under a chain link fence in 5 minutes. He had descendants all over town. Yep, probably. And then Mama Sean, no, exactly. Darla loved to play the chase game. So she's like, we gonna play? And it's like, no, we're not gonna play. And Darla Pinnell saw a house door open once. It was about 9 p.m. A family ran out in PJs calling for their dog. Yeah, totally, dude. The dog somehow just managed to, find the tiny crack in that door. And if they smell a dog in heat, like maybe Terry's dog did, or a steak on the grill, the way other people's dogs might have, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They can get where they want to go if they are determined enough. My friend Sass Squash, who may or may not still be here in the chat, he had a wolf hybrid dog. We presume it was a wolf hybrid dog. I actually think it was a wolf, not a wolf hybrid, but we're not going to get into that. He had a wolf hybrid dog. He got it at the shelter. The shelter told him it was a husky mix. He had nothing to do with trying to tame a wild animal, other than he found himself in a position where he was trying to tame a wild animal. Anyway, she could dig under any, because wolves dig their dens, so she could dig like nobody's business. And he ended up having to put chain link, like sort of almost installing like 2 sets of chain link. Like he had, you've got your chain link, you've got your regular chain link, but then he also had to put chain link not only in the ground, but then also like outwards underneath. So she would like dig the dirt, but then she would get to a layer of chain link and she couldn't really, that it became uncomfortable to dig. But she was also smart enough that she knew how to unwind chain link, like unweave it, like unweaving chain link. She would do that with her mouth. She would unweave it and tear it apart. I'm telling you, she was a wolf, dude. I'm really telling you, she was a wolf. She was a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dog. I loved Sappho so much. And as far as a wolf goes, I don't know, man. Like, I can sort of see how a wolf could be domesticated so easily, because she was forced into a domesticated situation and she was so gentle. On the other hand, if she wanted to bite your face off, she could have in half of a snap, and oh God, she was just such a lovely dog. But Terry saying your little dachshund in Quanah, Rosie found a way under our house. I would put her in the backyard and she would magically appear on the front porch. You had to watch her to figure out how she was doing it. Well, that actually doesn't surprise me either, because dachshunds are, they're little digger dogs. They like to squirm under stuff and get in places. They're total burrowers. And so that totally doesn't surprise me that there's like, I'm going to just burrow under the house and show up in the front yard. Dad's going to be so proud. And Dad is not proud. Dad is confused and maybe a little angry. Well, that doesn't make sense, Dad. You should be proud of me. I burrowed all the way under the house. And exactly, Darlene, you got to respect them, or some of them will take your face off if they need to. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I'll be the first to admit I'm very dumb when it comes to dogs. I stupidly show no fear when sometimes I should. But even idiots like me know what lines not to cross with a dog. I had a neighbor who had a guest who was staying with them for a week or so, and that particular guest had a blue pit bull. And first off, blue pit bulls are highly sought after, and totally people, like, if any dog is going to be stolen, a blue pit bull going to be the one that's stolen, right? So anyway, their fence wasn't very high, and pit bulls, oddly enough, can jump really high. So the pit bull would always pop over the fence and start wandering the street. Well, I didn't know that pit bull very well, but the pit bull ears were docked, tail was docked, and it had a really big, like, scary looking collar on it. Whether or not that pit bull was as scary as that pit bull looked terrifying. And so I didn't want that pit bull wandering the streets, not just for its own dog napping safety, but also the potential of someone who's going to get scared and then a scared dog reacting to a reactive dog, or a scared person with a reactive dog can make that dog react in very negative ways that scared people, I don't want to victim blame, but sometimes people who are afraid of dogs bring the energy they're giving out is then reflected and amplified by the dog, and then it just turns into a bad situation. And so I saw this dog, and I was just like, oh, and I knew where he belonged. He belonged literally like right across the street. And so so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to bring him back to his house. So I went up to the dog, and the dog was looking at me like, who the hell are you? And it was like, oh, yeah, that's okay. All right, all right, he's not a friendly dog. I was like, but, it's like, oh, buddy, we can't, blah, blah, blah. We cannot do this, blah, blah, blah. And so I corral him back to the fenced yard he had hopped over. But that was the fenced yard that he was in. That was his yard. Even though he was outside of it, that was still his yard. I wasn't about to go into his yard. I'm stupid with no fear. I just approached a scary pit bull on the street and decided to corral it home. Most people would not do that. I'm stupid like that. I did. But I am not so stupid that I'm going to cross over into that property. So I just stood at the fence and shouted into the house, hey, your dog got out, blah, blah, blah. So they came, they got him. It was no big deal. But scary looking dogs can, even if they're not scary, they can create, more, it can turn scary. And exactly, says yes, being friends with a wolf is life-changing. Exactly. It really, really is. And you're right, Darlene. You can tell right by their reactions, their body language. It's quite plain to see their intention if you're paying attention. Just don't reach out or run right up to them. Right, exactly. And yeah, and that pit bull, he was chill, but he was also not enough chill that I was just like, that's cool, buddy. I'm not going to touch you. I'm just going to encourage you to go back to your house. We're going to have a friendly conversation as we're coming back to your fence. And so, I did finally get him there, but yeah, you gotta know how to read their body language. And Terry, there was a squirrel in an elm tree in our backyard. Rosie hated that squirrel with a passion. She made it her life's mission to catch that critter. One day she got its tail. She pranced away with that tail. The rest of the day she was so proud. Oh, I bet. Well, that is what, dachshunds are made for, is to catch their critters. And let's see here. What was it that Carl said? Carly's husky is the biggest drama queen on earth. All huskies are the biggest drama queens on earth. Oh my God. I think the only dog that was a bigger drama queen than huskies is my old dog Kelly. When she went to get her nails trimmed. Okay, first up, she was a Corgi Chihuahua mix, so she's only so big. And it would take 3 vet techs to get her nails, and she would be screaming the entire time. I mean, it sounded like she was being skinned alive. I would sit there in the waiting room of the vet office, and I'd be looking around at everybody, and everybody is like horrified at the noises that they're hearing. And I'm just sitting there knowing, like, that's my dog. That's my dog making all this noise. Finally, I was just like, they're not hurting her. I promise. She's just getting her nails trimmed. And Pinnell, some kids went to parents' yard to get a ball. Our border collie got them. Their parents didn't blame. She was protecting blame test. She was protecting us. Especially a border collie. I mean, that is actually kind of their job, is to herd and to protect. And so, yeah, you can't. I'm really glad that that the neighbors were good like that, because because I don't know how the rules are in your town there, or your city, but for real, even if the kids go in the yard and the dog bites the kid, that could be a real liability here in Seattle. You could get in a lot of trouble. Your dog could get taken away and euthanized. And I can appreciate how and why those laws came into place, but I do think they're a little too strict sometimes. I think that some bites, I don't think dogs should go around biting people, but I think some people were asking for that dog bite kind of thing, right? Yeah. And anyway, one day a porcupine appeared in your backyard, says Terry. Opened the gate to get a better look at it, and Rosie followed me. I had to tell her at that, yeah, don't mess with that thing, please. Yeah, just trust me. And yes, exactly, Midnight Frequency Willow. They honestly thought that, I mean, anybody who heard my dog getting her toenails clipped would be more than reasonable to think that they are slowly strangling and skinning her alive at the same time. That's were the noises that were emitted. I actually had one vet who was just like, so I'm just going to put her under for a second. They literally put her under anesthesia. Like just like, a minute or whatever. But they're just like, I'm just going to give her some gas and just do it. And they're like, is that okay? And I was like, that is totally fine with me. As long as you're not charging me extra for it. And they're like, no, it makes it easier for us. So that's how much of a drama queen she was. However, she was a drama queen in a tiny package. Huskies are drama queens in much fluffier, bigger packages. And oh no, let's see here. Wait, Darlene, our little Pepper, a doxy too, at only 6 months, caught a mouse in a leaf pile. Oh my goodness, how proud that Pepper must have been. And then barely a year old, he tried to take a possum that was in our backyard. I had to save his sorry butt. The possum turned, and if I wouldn't have grabbed him, he would have gotten taken down. Oh yeah, but your Pepper was probably really bummed at you. Mom, that was my job. My job was to get the possum, not your job. Your job is just to give me treats after I get the possum. My job is to get the possum. Mom, you didn't do it right. That's, I think, what Pepper thought, just so you know. Just so you know. That's what Pepper was thinking. Yep, so, stupid animals. We love them so much. I'm looking at one of my stupid animals right here, and I'm sure you guys know which one it is, because she's always the one that's closest. But I'll just let her sit on her rag. She found a nice little rag that she likes to sit on my desk, and so now she's got her little warm rag on my desk, and that's her little babe. And oh my God, that's right, Thomas the Turtle, you came in and I didn't say hello. Hey, Thomas the Turtle, we are talking about our silly little aminals and how they're drama queens or not. Which one? It's Ashes. Ashes is the one that's right next to me. She's looking all cute, but I'm going to just let her be because I'm not going to be rude this time. I don't know. I might be rude. We'll see. Instead, I'm going to read what Terry said. One time, our little black dachshund was with us at the baseball practice field behind our house in Iowa Park, where I grew up. We came across a little tortoise. Snoopy Combat crawled up to it to check it out. The tortoise ran its head out and took a chunk of Snoopy's nose. She went, oh, yes, she did. Ow. But you know what, though? I don't know why people think that turtles and tortoises are so flippin' slow. Because when they want to hustle their bustle, they're quick as And Snoopy learned that. It's like, oh, what? That little head that's like 8 inches away from your little nosy nose? Yeah, that head can go out another 1.5 feet. So, boop. And it'll do it so quick you don't even know what happened. But then you're going to realize that you ain't got no nose. Yeah. No, turtles and tortoises both are incredibly quick. I think Cindy Krause can even vouch for that. Oh no, Tareen is mad at you now. You didn't offer her food for her to reject. Oh no. And Emu's like, my turtle was never slow. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying is I don't really understand how or why the turtles got to be considered the slow creatures when really, I mean, yeah, they can be if they want to be, but that's not all they is. That ain't all they is. Let's see here. So let's see. All right, so let's see. Oh, speaking of aminals, you guys, speaking of aminals, here's our kitten update. We have sleepy kittens, and then we have morning wake up kittens. Look at those little morning wake up kitten faces. So we've got sleepy kittens, and we've got wake up kittens. And so the kittens are all over a pound now, I think. And I think they're like almost a month old. So so pretty soon we're going to be getting to see kittens at their peak cuteness. They're not quite ripe yet. These are almost ripe kittens. But yeah, they're just now still in their cuddle puddles. Eyes just opening. They barely know how to walk. One of them's getting better. One of the orange ones is getting really good at walking, but the rest of them are not so much, from what I understand. So that is our weekly kitten update. And I have no idea if my coworker is going to keep all of the kittens, keep one of the kittens. I don't know. And, but what I do know is Darlene says those turtles can really move when they want to. They've come across plenty of turtles up north, and you definitely do not want to mess with them. They will bite, and the scary ones are the big snapper turtles. For real, dude, I think that turtles are one of my most scared of. I'm more scared of a turtle than probably a pit bull. Mostly because I don't know which turtles are the snapping turtles or not. And snapping turtles just scare me. And so if I don't know if you are or not, then I'm just going to assume that you are a snapping turtle, and therefore you are scary. And from what I understand, and it's definitely people who probably know more than I do about this, which shouldn't be hard to find, I know that there's alligator snapping turtles, and those are the big ones, and those are the really scary ones. They'll take off your thumb, they'll take off your toe, they'll take off your hand if you give them a chance. But those are the alligator ones, are the big ones. But alligator snapping turtles aren't the only kind of snapping turtle, right? There's other smaller ones, right? That might not be able to take your toe off, but they'll take your pinky toe off, kind of thing. Is that true, or am I just, or are alligator snapping turtles the only kind of snapping turtles there are? Tortoise or otter, which is higher on your scary meter? Tortoise is, or well, maybe not tortoise. Well, snapping turtle / tortoise, singularly speaking, is more scary than a singular otter. But if I ran across a pack of otters, I'd be more afraid of the pack of the otters than a singular turtle. And I don't really know if turtles roam in packs. If I saw a pack of turtles, I'd probably be freaked out, actually. But Mama Sean, you clearly have been paying attention to my stories. And so otter or turtle, which is higher? I guess it all depends. Otter pack, way higher on the scare meter than singular turtle. Singular turtle versus singular otter. I'm gonna go with turtle, but it's a close call. And interesting, Pocola T, University, how do you know this? University of Maryland's mascot is the terrapin. Their battle cry is "Fear the turtle!" Oh my goodness. I wonder if the University of Maryland back in the 70s really, like, did everybody have the Grateful Dead's Terrapin Station? Right? They had to have the Grateful Dead's Terrapin Station, right? And okay, Terry coming in with, I think there are smaller snapping turtles. And oh my God, I was once holding a snapping turtle who bit me on my neck. Guys, we're jealous. Hey there, C Honda. We are talking about snapping turtles. or something. Oh, Pecola T, you lived in Maryland for 9 years. Got it. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, okay, I didn't miss anything. Yes, good afternoon, C Honda and Taro. And let's see here, Darlene agreeing, there are smaller or medium-sized snapper turtles up north that aren't the alligator snapper I'm talking about. Okay, that's what I thought. The little snapping turtles absolutely frighten me too, because they can still get a finger. But it's the alligator ones that kind of strike the fear of turtle in me. Literally strike the fear of turtle. Yeah. I don't like that. Now see, those turtles, Thomas the Turtle had to dodge the turtles when surfing North Shore. Those turtles don't scare me. I mean, they scare me in the sense that like, or I get nervous when I'm around them because it's like, oh no, I'm not supposed to be around you. Go away. You're not supposed to be near humans and I'm not supposed to be near you. And oh no, like I'm afraid of them in that way just because I know I'm supposed to stay the distance and I don't want to get in trouble for not staying the distance. But otherwise, I'm not afraid of those turtles. And Mama Sean, my college mascot where I worked was the Artichokes. Go Chokes! That's nice. Let's see here. Pecola T, there's plenty small snapping turtles in the Virginia Tidewater area. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. What a strange fear, turtles. Now I'm going to box up a turtle and send it to you. Oh, definitely do not, dude. Definitely do not. But, but speaking of, college mascots, so we've got the Terrapins, we've got the Artichokes, as I'm sure you guys all know, or if you remember, my college mascot was a gooey duck. And so we were, you know, I don't, but we didn't have any real sports teams at the time. We do now, but back when I went there, we didn't have sports ball teams. We did have we did have a rugby team. Well, we did have sports ball. We had a rugby team and we had an ultimate frisbee team. For real, we had an ultimate frisbee team. So those were our two teams that we had at our school. And I don't think anybody ever went to the games nobody cared. And so I don't really know what our cheer, go Gooey Ducks. I don't know what our cheer was. And then there's those yummy chocolate turtles. Those I like just saying. That's true. In fact, Terry, take note. If you're going to send me a box full of turtles, make sure it's the kind with chocolate and nuts. Those are yummy. Yes, this was the Evergreen State College. And no, and okay, all right, hold on, Terry. Actually, no, it was not Evergreen State. It was the Evergreen State College. And I know I'm being pedantic, but that's actually like when you abbreviate the college's name, you know, like University of Washington, their abbreviation is UW, University of Washington. Washington State University, their abbreviation is WSU. The abbreviation for my college is TESC, the Evergreen State College. The Evergreen State College, TESC. So it's actually like, I don't know why, I don't know how or who chose this as the framework, but actually, no, it's not Evergreen State. It's the Evergreen State College. And I only bring it up, like I said, not to be pedantic with you, but like, no, fun fact, actually, it's much longer than it needs to be. It's actually this thing. So, it's TESC, tisk. Not Tusk, but Tesk, exactly. And Shock, you're driving in the rain, so don't expect much. That I'm just stoked you're here. And yeah, and as Pecola T says, it's actually, as Pecola T says, UW, i.e. University of Washington, if you ever say UW, Lord help you. If you in Seattle the Seattle area, in Washington, if you in Washington State, even Oregon, but we're just going to say, if you were in Washington State and you say, I'm going to the UW, I don't think anyone would know what you're talking about, because University of Washington is UW. Period, end of story. UW. Dub. UW. Dub is short for W, and yeah, it's UW. So, fun fact, if you want to sound like a local, you refer to the college in Seattle as UW, or you refer to the university that's in Seattle as UW, and it is not Pike's Place Market, y'all. God help me, it's not Pike's. Pike's might have a peak. Okay? Pike's might have a peak, but he ain't got no market. All right? It's the market on Pike Street. Pike Place Market. Not Pike's. Never with the Pikes. It's not Pike's, okay? Okay. And E-Music, I did wonder, I figured that University of Wisconsin was also a UW, but I wasn't sure if in Wisconsin how they did that. And so dub actually is something that we're using a lot in Seattle these days. We use it. Dub C is what's known as Dub C. The Dub C fish sticks. It's our little baseball team. People argue, and it still hasn't been decided, are they the White Center fish sticks or are they the West Seattle fish sticks? Because Dub C works for either. But yeah, there you go. And if you say I'm going to the UW, yeah, that's how we will know you're a Russian spy. Exactly. Yes, if you're saying that you're going to I'm enrolled in the UW and I will be visiting the Pike's Place Market, we're going to have to call ICE on you if you're going to say that, okay? Yeah. And all right, so let's see here. Homemade chocolate turtles recipe has clusters of homemade and microwave caramel toasted pecans dipped in chocolate. Yes. And as someone who doesn't eat sugar, a homemade turtle is something I would eat sugar for. Yes. And you know why I would do that? Because that's what she does. Yeah, that's right. We're 6 minutes after the Lono listening break because, that's what we do.
She's got her claws in me now. Accidentally, incidentally, I don't know just how it happened. She's got a groove I respect so well. Don't ask me how it started. I was sitting here so broken hearted, looking for a trace. That smile she left on my face. That's what she does. 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 She can take a frown, turn it upside down and inside out. She can take a hurricane, make the day all nice again. Lives in reality, been there, done that, 1, 2, 3. She can please a man and a few women too. Free and single, likes to mingle with the best of the best. What's your position, mommy? Just a little lower now. That's what she does. 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 watch out, thinking that I had it easy. Then she says, oh please excuse me, who is that guy right behind the view? I was in shock, thinking, hey, what's up? I was tossing and turning, then my girlfriend woke me up. That's what she does. 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 That's what.
Oh no. I'm so sorry I didn't watch the end of that video. I didn't mean to do that. That was... Do not adjust your television sets. That was me. Oops. And let's see here. Terry and Skyland, it is National Cat Day. Where are my kitties? Well, let me show you. One of them is in my arms. Her name is Ashes. And now she's back on the... I was about to say something. Now she's back on the rag, and I didn't mean it that way. I mean, she's back on the the piece of cloth that's on my desk that she likes to lay on. She went back onto that. I don't know if... Am I the only one who knows what back on the rag means? And I didn't mean it that way. So, so, Mama Sean, what is it that made your day so crazy? And I'm glad that you survived. And, yeah, I figured y'all did. I was like, oh my, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, okay, so Darlene was, Mama Sean was trying to get appointments made and trying to connect with your son about flights to Jakarta. Oh, got it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. Like, oh, that's not what I meant at all. Woohoo. Yeah. All right. So, yes. So let's go. All right. Let's talk about what everybody's really talking about right now. Holy flirking snit, y'all. Even I saw that 18-inning game. I didn't watch all of it. I came in at the 7th inning. I literally came in right before it got tied up. The Toronto was winning, and then it got tied up, and then there was, a whole other game of 0 points, and then finally at the end of it, we had to close out the bar that I was at, and then we all at that bar went to a different bar because the Waku only stays open until 9:30 on weeknights. So at 9:30, we had to go to a different bar so we could watch the game. And wow, dude, 18 innings. That was getting a little bit tedious. On the other hand, 18 innings is the record for how long a World Series game has ever lasted. So if they had gone one more inning, it would have been the new world record. And so we were kind of there for that. But here's the deal. And Si Honda, close your ears. I want Toronto to win. So right now, because Toronto is ahead, what that says to me is I cannot go to the bar to watch the rest of this game, because last time Toronto was ahead and I went to the bar to go watch the game, they ended up losing. And yeah, I know that makes no sense. That is not based in reality at all. But I think that if you guys know how sports works, that's exactly how sports works, man. That's exactly how sports works. And let's see here. Pretty much every taxi driver in Japan was watching or listening because of Shohei. Dude, he is... Dude, he is... even though he's playing on the team that, isn't what I want to win, he is without a doubt... I mean, he's already legendary. He's definitely going to go down. Everybody in the bar that I was with want Toronto to win. But everybody in the bar that I was with also recognizes that dude is going to be considered one of the best baseball players of all time ever. He is amazing. I mean, just amazing. And Toronto's manager made too many subs for Toronto to win it, I think. They finished with half a team of minor leaguers. I don't know about that, Terry, but we can actually kind of Toronto would have won if they had just when Shohei came up, when he was already 3 for 3 that night, and he came up and they decided to try and they decided not to walk him. He ended up getting the home run that tied the game, which brought them into overtime. Every single other time that night that they brought him to bat, they made sure to walk him. If they had just walked him that time, which everybody at the bar was like, well, they better walk him. He's already 3 for 3 tonight. You know he's on a hot streak. Don't let him hit the ball. We don't want to see what he can do when he hits the ball. Just get him on base. Don't let him hit anything. Walk him. And had they walked him, they wouldn't have gotten that score if everything else had gone the way it had gone. And so Toronto made a huge mistake just with choosing to let him hit to get that fifth point. And I'm purely mimicking what I have heard. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounded like a really good argument, and I seem to agree with it. And Shohei Ohtani is an amazing athlete. He looks he has looks to make it in movies too. Yeah, he does. But you know what? So did what's his face? And I don't know. Oh, who's the Japanese dude that the Mariners has? You know, I can't remember his name. I can see him. Ichiro. Ichiro's cute as heck. Oh, he could be in movies any day, but I haven't seen him in a movie. Yeah, Ichiro. Yeah, he's cute. He's a cute E. And let's see here. Shohei Ohtani. Okay, no, wait, hold on. At a temple, I saw a Jesus statue to honor a deceased child dressed in a tiny Dodger uniform. Oh, that's so cute. And Darlene, Mama Sean, working at Subaru here. My Toyota 2002 has got to go. Really resting out, even if it still starts every single time. Oh, Darlene. Oh. You're thinking about getting a Subaru? What kind of Subaru? Outback, Forester, Impreza? What? Tell me about your Subaru dreams. I love my little Subaru. Manual or automatic, it doesn't matter. I'm sure it's going to be automatic because that's what most people do. But still, tell me. And if you're thinking manual, let me just tell you right now. One thing about Subaru is since they have had so many years of manual transmissions on their just regular everyday cars, they actually have a feature where if you're on a hill and you're in, you're on a hill and you have to, stop on a hill. Well, normally you've got that in most cars. When you put the clutch down, you're going to roll backwards until you, gun it and start going forwards. Subaru has a built-in backwards roll lock where you won't have to worry about that. Once you stop on the hill and you've got the clutch down and you're in, you won't go backwards. It's very handy, at least in a place like Seattle where I have a manual transmission. But Thomas the Turtle, you had a Forester Turbo. It was fast. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised. I haven't. Most of my mechanic friends say that of the Subarus, the turbos are the least reliable. That doesn't mean they're unreliable. It's just within the reliability umbrella that Subaru is. The turbos are generally the ones that are going to cause the most problems. But yeah, they go fast. And you had an Outback in the 90s, fantastic car on slippery roads. Abso-flippin'-lutely. Yeah. I love my Subaru, my Outback, my Forester. I prefer my Outback to my Forester, but my Forester is still a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. And let's see here. Crosstrek looked at Outback and test drove a Legacy sedan, all nice in their own way. Yeah, and the Legacy, the Outback Legacy is what I had, and I really, they're kind of, they're kind of nice cars. I really, I'm so excited that you might get one. So yeah, and especially since you guys, you live in an area that has weather, and so, you know, it never hurts to have a car that can handle weather. And you know, there's a reason why Washington and Colorado are Subaru hotspots in the United States, because we got snowy mountain areas and the like, and you know, and we're just weirdos like that. But I can't, and there was a time maybe 20 years ago where, quite honestly, when you're driving down the road in Seattle, every other car is like some form of a Subaru. I can't tell you how many times I have tried to get into a Subaru in a parking lot that was not my Subaru, thinking that it was. Subarus are so flippin' common in Seattle. Now, though, I would say that Subaru is less common than it used to be. Now it's Tesla cars. Every other flippin' car is a Tesla. Not necessarily the gross trucks, but like the cheaper one, you know? So yeah, Tesla has kind of, I think, surpassed Subaru as the car of Seattle, but there's still plenty Subarus on the road. And exactly, Darlene, that's what's great about Subaru is all of them have the all-wheel drive feature. And that is super helpful for Wisconsin's weather. And exactly, and the Subaru design has the Pleiades. Exactly. It's got the best little logo ever. And Toronto 2, LA 1, Kike Hernandez hit a home run, top of the third. Shohei up to bat, look out Jays. Yeah. That's hopefully they're going to walk Shohei. Hopefully they learned from the other night. You just let that boy walk. You don't let him hit. He does home things. He brings people home. He brings himself home. He does home runs. You don't do things like that. And let's see here. Shock, I had the Outback Sport. It was very good. Did they have shuffled the models and now what they call an Outback is almost a Forester? Did they shuffle the models and now what they call an Outback is almost a Forester? I don't know what you mean by that, but I do know that it's very hard for me to tell a Forester from an Outback. I don't even know if I see Outbacks anymore. Do they even still have the Outbacks? Or isn't that what the Crosstrek is now? Oh, Shohei struck out, going to the fourth. All right, let's do this. There you go. Yeah, and so hopefully the Torontos win, but I guess for our Japanese people fans, we want the Dodgers to win the sports ball. But here's the deal, you guys. Toronto has a better mascot. Can we all agree on one thing? Toronto has a better mascot. I mean, right? You got a baseball, or you have a blue jay. I think a blue jay is a better mascot. Isn't that how we should choose the winners? So who has the better mascot? It's a baseball. You got the Blue Jays. And hey, you guys, here's a question for you, and no Googling it. No Googles until you need to. Does anyone know why the Dodgers are called the Dodgers? And don't come at me with, it's because that's what it was when they were Brooklyn. Yeah, I know. That's what it was when they were Brooklyn. So I guess the question is, why were the Brooklyn Dodgers called the Brooklyn Dodgers? Okay? Why are the Dodgers called the Dodgers regardless of where they are? Why are the Dodgers named that? Anyone know? Anyone know? Anyone know? Without Googling, does anyone know? Yeah, good question, says Terry. That means he's going to Google it. But don't answer. You can Google it all you want. Just don't answer till I say that you can answer it without it if you Googled it. But for those of you who aren't going to Google it, do you know? And let's see here. Yes, they have Outbacks yet still, and the Crosstrek is just a bit smaller than an Outback, and I really don't need the larger Forester, but it's a very nice car. Oh, hard to choose, all very pricey. Got it. Yeah, you know, they are very pricey, Darlene, but they're also, like, really good cars. You know, I mean, like, it's a car, honestly, it might, like, be the last car you kind of, you know, you buy kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, I think what used to be an Outback is now the Crosstrack. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and it sounds like they're making the Foresters bigger, whereas in my era, the Forester was actually shorter than the Outback, but a little bit taller. I mean, like, and when I say taller, I mean like by 2 inches. But the body was a lot shorter. But C Honda forgot why they're called the Dodgers, and so Terry and Scott's like, I know now. Can I post the answer? Give it just 1 second. Anybody else? Why were the Brooklyn Dodgers called the Dodgers? And then by default, that's why the LA Dodgers are called the Dodgers. But anybody? I'm gonna give like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, cool, Terry. You can post it. You can post the answer. Because he Googled it. And it's okay to Google other things. Exactly. The name stands for the need for fans to dodge the rapidly expanding network of electric trolley cars that crisscrossed Brooklyn at the time, particularly those near the stadium. It is the shortening of the trolley Dodgers. Yep, exactly. The Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers was a nickname that eventually shortened to simply the Dodgers. And so there you go. Now you know. In 2016, we did the annual 5K for the Dodgers Foundation. At the finish line, we got to enter the field, walk around the diamond, pass the dugout. Very cool. Still have the T-shirt. Nice. Dodging something every day in Brooklyn. That is exactly it. So that is where the Brooklyn Dodgers got their name, and then hence why the LA Dodgers got their name. Now here's another question. We're talking about basketball now. Why are the LA Lakers called the Lakers? Anyone? Anybody? Why is Los Angeles called the Lakers? Because is LA known for its lakes? I mean, it might be. I don't know. Is there a lake in Los Angeles that is something that we need to know about? I mean, right? You know? So why is Los Angeles called the Lakers? No, because that team used to be in Minnesota. Exactly, Rick. They used to be in Minnesota. They were the Minnesota Lakers. And I don't think you need to be explained why they're called the Lakers. Because Minnesota isn't the land of 10,000 lakes or something like that. So yeah, the Minnesota Lakers moved to Los Angeles. They never changed their name. And so now it's the LA Lakers. Yes, Lakers named from the Great Lakes. Exactly. I don't know if it's necessarily from the Great Lakes or just Minnesota, because Minnesota is the land of like 10,000 lakes. Isn't that what they say on the whole bottom of their license plate? But either way, Great Lakes or not, Lakers used to be where a whole fork ton of lakes exist, and they brought their lakes, or at least their name of their lakes, to a very dry area. So yeah. And Minnesota has lots of lakes, but Wisconsin has more lakes. That doesn't surprise me at all. But there's a pretty large lake down south in California, but Rick is right. What lake is in okay, first off, I'm not arguing this. But what lake is in Southern California? I know there used to be a large lake in Southern California, but it's shrunk a whole bunch. But what's the lake you're thinking of, Rick? Like I said, this is not an adversarial. What lake is it? It's like, oh, really? What lake? And so let's see here. When the Sonics were moved middle of the night from Seattle to OKC, there was a clause in the contract preventing them from using the name Sonics. There you go. Yeah, but the Salton Sea is not a lake, Terry. It's the Salton Sea is a big old mistake, but it's not a lake. It's like, well, I mean, I guess it's a lake. But it's salt water. The Salton Sea is just a dying bed of awfulness. That's gonna that was a mistake though. That wasn't a lake, and it's salty. That's why it's called the sea, right? I don't think that's the lake he's referring to. Yeah, it's a poor excuse for a lake. Yes, exactly. Lake Tahoe is in Northern California. Okay, Mama Sean is saying Big Bear Lake. Oh, is that the lake that maybe Rick was thinking of? Okay, and Darlene's, I can't remember the name of the lake. I just remember the one on the news showing this huge lake not too long ago. Oh, I feel like you're talking about the one in Central Valley that used to be the biggest lake in Southern California, but then, okay, so it's Darlene, and it was it was not Rick that said that. I think I know what lake you're talking about, and it used to be a lot bigger. It used to be huge, but it has shrunk so much. But then with heavy rainfalls, it was growing again. I think that's maybe what you're talking about. But let's see here. Alaska has the most lakes. Oh, I'm not even doubting that. Apparently, though, Finland, our PPP Bang's homeland, I think they're, one of the little sayings about their country is a land of 10,000 lakes, but they have actually over 100,000 named lakes in that country. So even though Minnesota is a land of 10,000 lakes or a land of 1,000 lakes or whatever, they probably have a lot more than just 10,000. And Lake Arrowhead is down there too, isn't it? eMusic says yes. Lake Elsinore. Well, see, Honda, you would be the one to know. I don't know. And if I'd known that, y'all doing that, if I had known that we were going to have this conversation, there would have been a map. And the Great Salt Lake is a lake, but it's not in Southern California. So that's not why the LA Lakers would be named the Lakers. And the Salton Sea is also salty, and the Great Salt Lake is salty. So I guess the Salton Sea is a lake, but I don't know if the Salton Sea is considered a lake. I agree. We need a map. I absolutely agree. And yeah, Terry in Scotland, there should have been a map, Molly. There should have been a map. And then Lake Tahoe, that is a huge ass lake, but that's not in Southern California. That's in Northern California. And Tahoe is deep, like a third of a mile deep. I think that Lake Tahoe is one of the deepest lakes on the continental United States, isn't it? Or am I making that up? Because I make stuff up. So Thomas the Turtle, we are in total agreement. It is deep. It is, yeah, a deep. But isn't it like one of the deepest? I know that the water quality for Lake Tahoe is considered one of the most pristine. It is so crystal clear. You can see down to like infinity bottom. But I also feel like it's one of the deepest lakes, second to Crater Lake. Okay, yeah, I was going to say. And when I said the deepest, I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, wait, what about Crater Lake in Oregon? Okay. Wow, Ontario has 250,000 lakes. And yeah, Lake Superior is the largest lake, but what we're saying is the deepest lake. And so Crater Lake is deeper than Lake Superior. Lake Tahoe is deeper than Lake Superior. And that's really deep because Lake Superior is deep. Really deep. And let's see here. Hold on. Terry in Scotland. No, Lake Tahoe is not the deepest lake in the world. Oh, no, I didn't think that was the deepest lake in the world. The deepest lake in the world is Lake Baikal in Siberia, which reaches 5,400 feet. Lake Tahoe's maximum depth is 1,600 feet, making the second deepest lake in the United States after Crater Lake, which is only 1,900 feet. So, all right, there we go. Let's see here. I think Lake Nacimiento is in the Central Valley. Y'all, I really need to get a map, don't I? Yes, I do. And oh my goodness, Mama See Honda. See Honda. You don't know what Strange Brew is? Oh, it's a cute movie from Canada from the early 80s. It was one of my first VCR movies I ever did dare watch. Strange Brew. Oh. Well, you're watching me have an epiphany. Terry in Scotland, I think you've got an assignment. Strange Brew. Strange Brew. If we can grab that movie from somewhere, I'm gonna show C Honda just what Strange Brew is all about. I'm going to a talk on November 1st about Lake Superior and the drowning of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Yeah, it is so weird how shipwrecks happen on the Great Lakes the way they do in oceans. 'Cause man, oceans and lakes just should not act the same, but boy, oh boy, those Great Lakes are so big. They're just freshwater oceans. And this is why you need Molly on your geography trivia team. There you go. And let's see here. C Honda, yes, it's an old movie about a brewery. Lake Elsinore, a comedy with Rick Moranis. Yes, this was back in early Rick. I couldn't remember, what actor that was, but yeah, this is it's early Rick Moranis movie history. And Mama Sean, if we can grab it, Terry's just got to go talk to his people to see if he can grab it for us. And if we can, yeah, we'll definitely be watching that. Oh, and by the way, you guys, I've got a couple new movies here as well. I've got some that Terry, I actually have a whole host of new movies. I've got Smoke Signals, which is a Native American film from 1998. Gary Farmer is in it. I watched the movie already. Gary Farmer does not take his clothes off, so he will not get us in trouble for nudity this time, even though he's done it twice before. I've got Strange Brew. No, I don't have Strange Brew. I've got Smoke Signals. God dang it, Terry, what were those ones that you gave me? We've got 3 from Terry in Scotland, but then we also have Moneyball. I got Moneyball, and then I also got Fever Pitch. So we've got these baseball themed movies as well. Moneyball, for those of you who don't remember, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman, Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, based on a real story, true story. Fever Pitch is with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. And the Canadian Home for the Mentally Insane features in Strange Brew, You Hosers! Yes, Hosers. And wasn't there a great song with the movie Strange Brew? Maybe. I was so young when I saw it the first time, I can't even begin to think about what the movies were. But let's see here. I'm feeling like I need to go get a map, but we're kind of over talking about the lakes, and so I just don't know what to do with myself. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the, Inside Out 1. Oh, right. Okay, we got Inside Out 1 and 2, Smoke Signals, and one other one, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I can't remember. And Pinnell, as Canadian, I never heard anyone called a hoser. No, my mom was from Canada too, and she never heard anybody called a hoser either. But apparently, in certain parts of the Canadians, as far as Rick Moranis is confused, is people get called hosers. Hosers is definitely a term from Strange Brew. Edward Scissorhands, that's right. So we've got Edward Scissorhands, Inside Out 1, Inside Out 2, and Smoke Signals. Smoke Signals is not a fun movie. Like, you're gonna cry. Or, okay, maybe you're not, but I cried. And if I see it again, I'll cry again. And if I see it later, after that, I'll probably cry again and stuff. So, yeah. And Darlene, I have definitely heard hosers used. Well, yeah, and I think the hosers is not Hoosier. It's not Hoosier. Hoosiers are the baseball team from Indiana. It's hoser. Hoser is the insult from Strange Brew. You hoser. And so, but it's not a Hoosier. And I don't even know how or what that word even is. I mean, I know it's like the Hoosier. It's a basketball thing. It's a Indiana basketball thing, maybe. But what is a Hoosier? Like what is that word? What is that other than its basketball association? Like what? Like I know what a lake is, okay? I know what a Laker is because I know what a lake is. I know what a Mariner is. You know? But what's a Hoosier? And I don't think it's from Who's Your Daddy. And yes, Mama Sean, I think You Knob was also from that movie. Hosehead. Yeah, Hosehead, Hoser, the whole, yeah, these are all insults from Strange Brew. And they just past weekend with Halloween had Edward Scissorhands on and played it. Yeah, I think Disney, the Disney Sunday Channel was Edward Scissorhands, which is why I put it on my list. Put on my list and asked Terry to get it because I was at the bar and I was like, hey, that's a good movie. I haven't seen that for a while. And okay, Strange Brew from '83, yes, which would explain why it was one of the first VCR movies I've ever watched. And let's see here. Oh, okay, you're talking about that. Gotcha. All right, so we have got 4 minutes left, and with that, I would like to show you a video that it will either offend you, horrify you, or make you hungry. I'm not really sure. But I can tell you this. This is a real thing. It's not something that Mama just made up. But I'm about to show you a little video from Mama and Josh. Now, I don't know if you remember Mama and Josh, but Mama and Josh have a little cooking channel on YouTube. And Mama don't really know how to cook, so she's just cooking things that you don't know if you want to eat them. And this is Mama's favorite. I mean, favorite thing. She serves it at every Thanksgiving, every picnic she goes to, and she loves it so much that at a meet and greet that she's going to be going to for her fans, her Mama and Josh's fans, going to get to meet these folks. They are going to be setting up a do-it-yourself buffet bar of this.
So Josh, we're going to take this pineapple right here. We're going to put it on the plate.
Right.
Get your mayonnaise. And you put it on your pineapple.
Is there like a certain amount you should put on there? Or like how much should you put on there?
Well, however much you want. It could be as little as you want or as much as you want. And then you're going to take your cheese.
Right.
You're going to sprinkle it across the top.
That's a lot of cheese.
Well, same thing with cheese. As little as you want or as much as you want. So my vision is I want to have a pineapples, mayonnaise, and cheese bar at the meet and greet on Saturday.
Mama. Dang! You done cleared out the cheese section.
Well, the cheese was on sale.
Oh, it was on sale?
It was on sale. The mayonnaise was on sale. So I figured we got enough here to make, I don't know, a couple hundred maybe.
So you're excited to set up your pineapples, mayonnaise, and cheese bar, Mama?
I am. I mean, I've been eating this since I was a kid, and I think, now I can share it with everybody.
Show us how you're supposed to eat it.
You just cut you off a piece and you eat it. Just like that. Oh, man.
Mama, it ain't going nowhere. Mom!
Josh, do you think I need to go get some Vienna sausages and have those sitting out for just in case, maybe? So, Josh, we're going to take this pineapple right here. We're going to put it on the plate.
Right.
So, you know, Mama's learning how to cook. And you know, did you hear what she said? Do you think I need to get some Vienna sausages to put out there just in case? So little Vienna sausages is the perfect side dish for the pineapple, mayonnaise, and cheese salad that you be eating. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And there's a Southern funeral casserole that's something like that, and then had Ritz crackers crushed on top. Honestly, Mama Sean, I wouldn't be surprised if next time I see Mama making this, she'll be like, oh, I remembered. It's best with Ritz crackers on top. And E-Music, thank you so much for hanging out, and I'm sorry to leave you with this final dessert on your plate. And don't you agree, Terry? Vienna sausages will go great with that. And my goodness, I mean, yeah, I just can't even, there's nothing about any of that looks like I want to even think about trying that. And let me just tell you right now, I love pineapple. I love mayonnaise. I love myself some cheddar cheese. All those things. Tasty. Shoot, I'll even just eat mayonnaise out of the jar plain if I have to. But I'd rather not have to, but I could if I had to. But those things, no. Pass the Tums, please. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sweet Potato Queen's books have awesome, crazy Southern recipes. I should check it out. I should check it out. Absolutely. All right, you guys. So it is 1 minute past the bottom of the hour, so we ended up chitter-chattering a little bit too long. Thanks so much for hanging out for this silly little stream about nothing and everything. So let's see here. I've had mayonnaise sandwiches when I'm broke. Yeah, absolutely. Mayonnaise sandwiches, not a bad thing. Little salt and pepper on it, especially some pepper. You don't really need the salt because mayonnaise is salty enough. Oh, yeah, no problem, but not with pineapple. Shoot, I'll even put some cheese on the mayonnaise sandwich if I got it. But the pineapple, I'll eat that for dessert. They don't need to be in the stack. Okay, you guys. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for donating biddies. Thank you, moderators, for modding. Although I don't think we had too many fisticuffs to have to deal with. Hopefully we will see each other on Friday if Andy's going to have a stream. I'm not sure if he is. But that's why I stole his That's What She Does videos. It was our little Andy Bumatai homage. And mayo and bologna sandwiches, not bad, not bad. I prefer mine with a little bit of French's mustard. And maybe if the pineapple rings were cut into turtle shapes. I was actually expecting her to put like a cherry on top or something. I don't know. Anyway, enough of pineapples, mayonnaise, and cheese. We will see each other hopefully on, wait, today's Wednesday? If we don't see each other at Andy's place on Friday, we'll see each other on Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time. Map Statter, you know where that is. And we will be watching a movie. We'll be watching Coco because it is Dia de los Muertos on Saturday. So we'll be watching Coco. That's what we do. All right, glad you made it home, Shock. It's time to head on out. So, ahuyo.